Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about how to get a girl back. And basically to do these things when you've been dating a girl, right, and let's say she started to lose interest, she started to back away, she started to pull away from you. What do? So one of the worst things that you can do, so let's just quickly go into what you shouldn't do, is that a lot of times when these kinds of things are happening, and I know that because I've totally been there myself when I was dating girls that I totally wanted to date, wanted to be in a relationship with, and if things were just not working out and for whatever reason she just wasn't interested. Like, I've had those experiences. So what we do in those moments is we start to panic, okay? Especially if we really like someone. And if we really like someone and we're starting to panic, okay, the thing that we're tempted to do is to try and resolve it, okay, by doing something, by messaging her, by reaching out, by trying to figure out where we stand, to try and figure out what went wrong, okay? But that is in fact actually the worst thing that you can do. And why? Okay, so first of all, it makes you look insecure because they can tell that you're worried because you maybe haven't heard from her in a few days. They can tell, right, that you are getting worried about it and you're getting anxious about it. Right, and it's almost like, you can't live without her and you're desperate to get her, right? And it makes you look insecure. And being insecure makes you look very, very unattractive. It's not going to make her more attracted to you, okay, by displaying that behavior, by reaching out loads and trying to figure out what happened, trying to figure out what went wrong. It shows insecurity. It's not a good look, okay? So that is extremely unattractive. And another reason why it's unattractive is because you never know what's going on in someone's life. Perhaps she just needed a little bit of space. Right? Sometimes that can happen, right? Right? Maybe you do know what's going on in her life 24/7, but most of the time, if this is a girl that you're only just dating, right, then you probably don't know. Right? You probably don't know exactly everything that's going on in her world. Who knows, perhaps her ex has come back into the picture and is talking to her a lot and she's getting confused about how she's feeling about you and about the ex or something like that, right? And she's needing a bit of time to just sort of like adjust. Or maybe there's something going on at work, or but if she's at college or university, if you're particularly young, then perhaps that she's worried about something going on. Perhaps she's got exams coming up and she needs to focus on that for a little bit, okay? Which is fair enough. But if you're not giving her that space when she backs away, and you're not backing away also, right, and you're messaging her and you're trying to figure out what went wrong, okay, you're not giving her space, okay? Because clearly if she's backed away from you, she wants space, okay? She needs space for whatever reason, okay? It might not have anything to do with you, or it might do, but either way, she needs space from you. And if you're not giving her that space, you are ruining your chances even further. And it could have been a situation that could have been salvageable, but you ruined it because you couldn't help yourself, because you needed her to reassure you and tell you that you're a good boy or a good girl and that everything's going to be fine. Okay, and that, yes, of course I'm still interested in you. Right? That's what you want to hear. That's what you're hoping that you're going to hear. But no, that's not what you should be trying to do, and it's going to make her not attracted to you anymore. Right? You may put her off completely. Right? So you need to give her space. When a woman backs away from you, you have to back off too, because she needs space. And if you don't give her that space, you're ruining your chances even further because you're insecure. Okay? It's not a good look. So what do you do then? Okay? You give her time to respond to your messages. So if, let's say, you've been ghosted, let's say you messaged her a couple of days ago and you was like, hey, how are you? What have you been up to? Right? Or maybe you asked her out on a date or something like that and she hasn't got back to you yet. You can't send her another message. Okay? If the last message she received was from you and you was asking her a question, you should not be sending her another message. Okay, give her time to respond, because if not, it makes you look desperate, makes you look like you can't live without her. If you keep on if you're sending message after message after message, right? And it may be just that you just send just one more message after the message that you already sent. But the point is that if you've already sent her one, it's delivered, it's there. She may have even read it, right? Or may have just been delivered. But essentially, she's got the message. She will respond in her own time. Do not send another message, okay? So give her time to respond, right? Because it may be the fact that she may actually respond to you in a week, right? Or she may even respond to you this evening, but you don't know, right? So it's better to just leave it, okay? Don't send another one. Don't come off as desperate, like you're trying to force things. She won't like it. Women don't like to be forced into things, right? Most people actually don't like to be forced into things, right? So if someone's being pushy, right, like what that is, because that is being pushy. If you've messaged her once, you didn't get a response, so you messaged her again, you're being forceful, you're being pushy, and no one likes to be pushed around, so don't do it. It's not a good look, okay? Give her time, okay? She's either going to respond or she's not. That's the reality, okay? And if she is going to respond, amazing. But if she's not, that's fine too, because then you can move on to someone else, okay? So you want to give her, as well, plenty of distance. So what you want to do is you want to look back basically through the correspondence that you two have been having, right? You want to look at who's sending the most messages, who's initiating the conversations most, who's sending the longer messages, right? And if that's you, then you need to back way off and start doing less than what she is. Now, again, a lot of people get scared when I say that because they're like, what? I've got to do less? I've got to do less than her? But if I do less, things are just going to fizzle out and she's never going to speak to me again. Amazing. That's brilliant. That's exactly what you want. Because if she's not, because if you start messaging her less, right, and everything just fizzles out, then obviously she wasn't interested, right? And if she wasn't interested, yeah, then that's good because you can now go and find someone else. Okay, you shouldn't be trying to force yourself into someone's life who doesn't want you actually in there, right? If she doesn't want you around, if she doesn't want to be in your life, okay, then you trying to make her be in your life is going to make life very difficult for you. It's much better to date women where things are much more easy and effortless, okay? And what I mean by that is that when you ask her out, she says yes. She shows up to the date, right? When you message her, she responds, okay? You know, she's enthusiastic about you. If this woman has lost enthusiasm for you, for whatever reason, right, you got to give her lots of distance because maybe she'll come back or maybe she won't. And if she doesn't, brilliant, amazing. And if you start doing less and then you start messaging her less and you're not sending as longer messages, you're not initiating the conversations as much and you're doing it basically as much as her or less than her, and if everything fizzles out, then that's exactly what you want because it shows you the truth, right? It shows you how she actually feels about you, right? And if she doesn't respond and everything just fizzles out, then you can find someone new and find someone who that doesn't happen with, okay? So another thing that can help as well, because obviously if you're going to give a woman a lot of distance, then there's going to be a bit of a vacuum there, right? Because you've spent a lot of time perhaps messaging her, talking to her, perhaps you've been out on a few dates, right? And suddenly she's not in your life as much anymore because she's backed away for whatever reason. And now you're giving her space too, so maybe there's even more space between you two. And if that's the case, then obviously you're going to have a lot more time on your hands, perhaps. So you need to be filling that time with ways that you can boost your confidence. Because obviously, when a woman ignores you and you really like her, or she's stopped messaging you and she's pulling away, it makes you feel bad, right? And I know because I've been there. It lowers your self-esteem. It makes you think, what's wrong with me? You know, why am I not good looking enough? What's going on with that? You know, oh no, I really, really liked her and it's just another woman that it just hasn't worked out with. You know, all these things go through your mind, okay, because you're sad. You're upset that it didn't work out, which is fair enough and it's okay. It's okay to feel that. It's okay to feel that disappointment, okay, but you've got to do things that help build up your self-esteem so you start to feel better about yourself, like exercising regularly. That makes you feel good. Working on your goals, that makes you feel good, making you feel like your life is moving forward in a good direction. You know? So find some things that you can work towards, that you can work on, some passion projects, some hobbies, or it could be that you just double down on the work that you're currently doing, right? Things like that. And that will greatly help you. And of course, looking after your body will really help benefit you as well. So don't be moping around, staring at your phone and things like that, because that's not going to help. It's just going to make you feel even worse. Okay, so focus on other things for a while. Focus on your friends, focus on your family, do activities with them. Okay, so give yourself a little bit of grace. Okay, so ultimately what's going to happen, what you're going to find out is she's either going to come back and she's going to start becoming more interested again once you start backing off, or like I said earlier, things will just fizzle out. Okay, so she'll either come back or she won't. Those are the two options. And either way, that's good. Because either way, okay, yeah, if she comes back, that's great because you can carry on dating her. If she goes away, that's great also because now you've got the knowledge that she's not that into you, and now you can find someone better who is into you, okay? So ultimately, what I want you to do though is to not get fixated on just one woman, okay, who is not reciprocating. If she's not reciprocating, if things are not progressing in the way that you hope for, if she has backed off loads and perhaps it's been don't spend too much time focusing on her, okay? Right? Do not get fixated on just one woman in this case, okay? Especially when you're just dating, okay? It's not a good idea because it wastes your time, okay? I can't even tell you how many years, how many months I wasted on women that just had no interest in me, that maybe were once interested in me, but then suddenly just disappeared, and I got fixated, and I thought maybe I could change her mind, maybe I could still be her friend, and maybe she'll change her mind about me, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, and spending months and years doing those kinds of things, instead of just focusing and trying to find a good woman who actually really did want to be there. Instead, I got fixated on all these women that didn't want to be there, that wasn't interested, okay, and it wasted my time. It was a huge time waster, and I was raking my heart over the coals every single day, right? Because I was wasting my time on women that just simply weren't reciprocating, and it's not a good idea to do that. It's not healthy to do that, okay? So don't get fixated. If a woman starts showing less interest, do what I said, back off, message her less, right? Message her less than she's messaging you, okay? And if she comes back, great, but if not, keep on focusing on other women, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.